Welcome to aminacademy.com. In logic, let us discuss about recognizing arguments. For example, you read a newspaper in some passages. In that, we can recognize that not all passages contain arguments because logic deals with arguments. It is important to be able to distinguish passages that contains arguments from those that do not. In general, a passage contains an argument if it purports to prove something. If it does not do so, it does not contain argument. Two conditions must be fulfilled for an passage to support to prove something. First one, at least one of the statement must claim to present evidence or reasons. Second one, there must be a claim that the alleged evidence support or implies something, that is, a claim that something follows from the alleged evidence or reasons. Now, look at this example for an argument. Child and dessert. I ate all my vegetables. Premise. This is a premise. And therefore I deserve extra dessert. This is a conclusion. So we can say it's an argument because it have premise and some conclusion. Socrates is mortal. All men are mortal. This is a premise. Socrates is a man. This is also a premise. Therefore Socrates is mortal. It's a conclusion. By using these two premises, then we can say this is a conclusion, that is Socrates is a mortal, is a conclusion. Next one, doubtful bloodletting. We should abandon bloodletting. This is a conclusion because it is ineffective for most illnesses. These are premises as shown by convincing evidence from new medical practices. This is support. So here premise is there, support is there. From these two things we can conclude, that is, we should abandon bloodletting. Now for the detail we will think. An argument is a set of reasons, that is a premises. Premises is a set of reasons. That means argument must have some set of reasons to support that argument, used to support a conclusion. For example, a child might argue that they should get extra dessert because they ate all their vegetables, using their good behavior premise to support their request to dessert. That is a conclusion. Previous example, we have all the things. Then component of an argument. That argument must contain some component important, that is first premise. What is the premise? A statement to fact or assumption used to support that claim. Conclusion, the main point or claim the argument is trying to prove. Both should be there to be an argument. The passage to be an argument, that must premise and conclusion at least. What makes an argument good? What is a good argument? A good or valid argument is one where the conclusion must be true if the premises are true. That means you are supporting a premises. From that premises, you have to conclude that argument, that must be premises or should be true. Then only you can conclude correct way. Valid, some example, all humans are mortal. All Greeks are human, therefore all Greeks are mortal. This sentence, look at this. All humans are mortal, of course. All Greeks are humans, of course. Then these two premises support, therefore all Greeks are mortal. From that we can conclude this. This is a good argument. Invalid example, some invalid arguments also there. Some men are hawkers. Some hawkers are rich. Therefore, some men are rich. This is invalid because the men who are hawkers may not be the same hackers who are rich. So the conclusion is not clear. So this is not a good and valid argument. To understand further detail, we can do more. To recognize an argument is a in logic, identify two core components, premises, that is a statement of evidence or reasons must be there, and a conclusion, a claim that the premises that support. The relationship between these parts is an inferential claim, which signals that the evidence is intended to logically support the conclusion. This inferential claim can be explicit, indicated by words like therefore, because, or implicit, where implicit, where the connection is understood without explicit indicator words. But these two premises, if A equal to B, then premises 2 and B equal to C, then we can conclude A equal to C. This is a very basic example for a good argument. Some key components of an argument. This must be there for a good argument. First is premises. There are the statements that present evidence, facts, or reasons intended to support a claim. They are the why or how behind the conclusion. Behind the conclusion, we must ask these questions to be answered. That is, why and how. Like these questions must be satisfied. So conclusion, this is the central statement that the argument aims to establish or prove. It is the claim that is supposed to follow from the premises. Internal inferential claim. This is the crucial elements that links premises to a conclusion, asserting that the evidence logically support the claim. How to identify an argument? Look for supporting statement. Find statements that are presented as evidence or reasons, that are also called premises. Identify the claimed conclusion. Look for a statement that is asserted to be supported or amplified by the evidence. Check for the inferential link. Determine if there is an explicit or implicit connections suggesting one statement or group of statements support another. Explicit or implicit inferential claim. What is explicit means? These arguments use indicator words to clearly show the relationship, that is for conclusion indicators, therefore, thus, so, hence, consequently. These are some words to support the conclusion. Premise indicators, because, since, given that, assuming that. These are some premises indicators. What is implicit in that? The inferential claim is understood without indicator words. It's called an implicit. The reader or listener must infer the logical connections from the context. Without these words also we can understand. This is called implicit. Differentiating argument from non-arguments. Here all passages already we talked about, all passages are not always an argument. Now, reports of events. These describe what happens but do not present evidence to support a claim. This is called, here, somebody can describe what happened but do not present evidence to support a claim. Then explanations. While explanation provide reasons, they clarify something that is already accepted as fact rather than trying to prove a new claim. Suggestions or commands. There are direct instructions or recommendations and do not aim to prove a claim through the evidence. So far we discussed little about how to recognize the arguments. Recognizing arguments. If you have that, please subscribe our YouTube channel.